back to the channel. We're going to do part 3 of This Old Playhouse. We're going to start by putting a perimeter around the top. It's going to be our roof line. Then from there we're going to add a couple studs coming down from top to bottom. We're going to serve 2 points. It's going to be the outsides of our windows and the outsides of our door. It's also going to give us another attachment point for our siding. First thing we're going to do is we're going to measure off our height. I'm doing mine 6 foot in the front, 5 foot in the back, so we have a 1 foot slope. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure off from the base, put a line up there, hit it with my speed square. Do that on all 4 corners. Just get it. Hopefully you're a little smarter than me and you have everything 100% square. I'm 72 inches on the front, 72.5 inches on the back. That's why we're just that little bit out of square, but whose life isn't out of square by just a ½ inch in general? Depending upon what kind of grade you're working with, or quite honestly your own height approximate to the height you're working at, you may need yourself a step ladder. Definitely going to be easier to set the front and back 6 foot pieces first. Almost impossible to set this at a decent angle and then line it up. So you're measuring up off of your floor. So you're going to have your, I think we ended up with 73 inches here. And less than that here, I forget. But we have about an 8-inch rate of fall there, 8-9 inches, somewhere in there. It really doesn't matter. As long as you have a slope on it, so water or anything is going to run off it, you're going to be fine. Okay guys, after you get all your framing around for the roof, we're going to go ahead and put these studs in for the door. So I'm going to do a 3-foot door. So I'm going to have a 1 foot gap here, and we're going to come down to 4 feet for our next one. I'm going to use these 90-degree brackets I showed you on the last video, stuff that I bought. I'm going to use those down here at the bottom to hold that in place. And then just a couple screws going through our bridge line there at the top to hold everything in place. Just want to give you a close-up of doing the doorway here, just with 2 speed squares, just making sure you're level, not only side to side, but also front to back. All right, so to put our windows in the back and the side, we're purely just going to repeat the process we used for the door. Just going to measure over, get yourself some good lines so you have everything lined up right. We'll get our speed squares in there on both sides, make sure everything's nice and square. Screw it in up here on the roof line, and then we'll add some cross support so it finishes off a window. Okay, so we have all of our studs in. On this window over here, you can see I cut some perpendicular pieces. Like that, big word, eh? Just frame out a window. And do the same thing over here. So what I'm doing on this back side here to make my life a little easier, since our siding is going to go the whole length across. They are pickets that are 5 5/8 inches wide. So I just coming down off the roof line 6 inches. So I won't have to do any ripping down of any boards or anything there. So I'm going to have a nice longer window here. It's going to be shorter. I went with a narrower, taller window on that side with our doorway, keeping it solid over here on this side up against the swing set. Hey guys, for my siding, I decided to use a dog-ear picket just because it's relatively thin and it works relatively easy. So they come in 6 foot sections and they are 5 3/4 inches thick. So we've got a full one here on our 6 foot piece, and then what I did is I cut some down for the doorway. I'll have the dog ear overhang every other one. And when I did it, it just takes a little bit of thinking. I measured them out so I can have 4 coming down, so then I have another full piece coming here for the bottom of the window. Got the back side, everything up, just using the speed square thick side as our spacer. Makes everything look uniform, goes really fast. So what we did is we took a full piece and we held it here on the outside. You're going right off your last full piece here on the back corner. We just held that up on the outside, then we took our pencil, we drew a line down across the edge of our roof line here. Took it down, laid it on my deck steps, cut it down with a circular saw. The cool thing about it is, once you rip it down, you have your other side. This is the piece that you cut off. Flip that thing around, slide that into here to where you have a nice gap. Give yourself a pencil line, cut this off flush here, and you've got both pieces cut. All the siding's on. Part 3 of This Old Playhouse is done. It was a royal bitch, I'm not going to lie. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. Thankfully, the hands team was here. You can hear the little man, brother. Had some other people here that don't want to be on here. Whatever, it's fine. We ordered Chinese and called it a ruse to come have dinner with us and put them all to work. So it was a good time. But anyway, she's done. We've already got some flowers on there, already girling the place up a little bit. And that's going to be it for today. I got nothing left. I got a couple beers and then I'm done. We'll be back for This Old Playhouse Part 4. Put a roof on this thing, tie it up in a pretty bow, and be done. See ya.